So in this New England IPA or hazy IPA experiment, pressure fermented, non-pressure fermented, both this time were completed with a closed transfer. So no siphon was used, so neither of these beers saw oxygen after fermentation, other than the canning process. Oh, and late dry hopping, no biotransformation on the dry hop on either of these. All right, let's get the pour. Or not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, that's the case. So pressure fermented, non-pressure fermented. As you can see, it's a little darker, but it's because it's clearer. Isn't that weird? So it's been over a month now that I brewed this, and it's probably been in the cans for a couple weeks. So yeah, pressure fermented, non-pressure fermented. I don't know if you can see that side by side. Pressure, non-pressure. Clear and not. That's bizarre. I didn't expect that. Okay, let's get the aroma on the pressure fermented. So this one I get huge amounts of citrus, mangoes. It's big aroma on the nose here. Fresh, you know, like fresh fruit, not dank. Fresh, and maybe even a little overripe. Very nice aroma. Okay, non-pressure fermented. So a lot less aroma. It's like two different beers. That is amazing. So this one, I get almost a little bit of alcohol nose on that as well. This one, no. I'm not getting much aroma on this at all, to be honest with you. Compared to this one is amazing. So the non-pressurized did not it looks like it did not biotransform any of the hops. Therefore, they didn't remain in suspension. That's my guess. The pressurized transformation did biotransform more, apparently. I'm not sure of the mechanism on that. Big aroma here. Hardly any aroma here. The lighting is a little off here, so I don't know how they're going to look, but they're still pretty bright. But definitely a brighter, more pleasant aroma on the pressure fermented one. Just on the non-pressure fermented one, there's just a clean aroma. There's no hop aroma really to speak of. You can tell that this one here has more flavor and aroma than this one here. Neither one of these are bad beers, actually. They're pretty good. That has to be oxidation for a New England IPA. And the fact that this one went clear is sort of tells me that the hops aren't biotransforming as well if they are not under pressure. So that's interesting that I got more aroma from the pressure. Not interesting, sort of expected. Pressure fermentation does cause the volatile hop oils to get pushed back into the beer. And that's the whole theory behind the pressure fermentation, so that when you open up or crack that beer for the first time, they escape and you're like overwhelmed with this beautiful bouquet of citrus, and hopefully citrus and not cat piss and onions, which can be a byproduct if you've used the wrong hop combination. I prefer the pressure fermentation, even though this one cleared up. If you're making a New England IPA and it clears up, or a hazy IPA, then it's not really a hazy IPA anymore, is it? So that kind of defeats the purpose. There's a shot. There's a shot of the clarity. And it's the condensation. But see that. This one's just really more of a pleasant beer. Just because the aromas are bigger and the flavor is a little bigger. If you had brought this one to me and said, West Coast IPA, for instance, I would have drank it and thought, yeah, it's a pretty decent West Coast IPA, the way it is. Here's some of that brew day for this beer. Hey everybody, Main Brew Guy. First brew day of the year, 2020. Coffee. It'll turn to beer at some point. All right, let's get this brew day started. Okay, so far so good. All I am is heating up my water, and I put the brewing salts in, so I haven't done a whole lot yet. Probably painful to watch. This is going to be slow. Left-handed brew day. Normally I just pick the bucket up and drop it in, but yeah, I can't lift this arm up at all. Okay, I am underletting as we speak. The grains are all in there. That painful process is over. Painstaking process, I should say. Just moving the grains over one little bucket at a time. Anyway, that's how the brew day will go. So be it. So yeah, doughing in at the moment. Okay, I'm doughed in. I was shooting for 152. I got 151, but I'll be ramping up here shortly. In the overall scheme, I'll have that back up to 152. It would help if I turn the element on, that's probably why. First brew day of 2020, I made a couple of small little novice mistakes, like a noob. What's going on right now in my life? I know that some of you all don't see all my videos. I wouldn't expect you to. So 3 weeks ago, I got rotator cuff repair, bicep tendon repair, and impingement repair here in the bone. I got that done. It's been bothering me for like 5 years. It's been keeping me from working out. It's making my my time in the Army suck. So I decided to get it fixed. And tomorrow's 3 weeks since the surgery. That's a 6 weeks supposed to be in the sling. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying not to use it. I'm not taking any pain medicines, not even Tylenol or ibuprofen, so that if it hurts a little, I just stop doing that. Sort of my my self-limiting thing going on. This brew day is actually experiment number 2 of the New England IPA experiment. Okay, those are the 2 vessels for the yeast experiment. Of course, this one here will be pressurized fermented. This will be traditional fermented, but it will be a pressurized transfer. And I have converted all of my SS Brewtech buckets to have the tri-clamp, and that way I can pressurize transfer the beer into kegs. The other one is sitting pretty up there. Oh, there we go. Stop focusing on my finger. Oh. Updates. Like 151.5. Call it good. I just want to show you, I have to run, this is how I used to do it before. I installed that probe, which is in line with the recirculation flow. That's a brand new probe along with this one. And the connectors, of course. The connectors are new as well. But this one, watch what happens when I switch it over. Look at the difference. It's like almost 11 degrees difference than what the brew pot is. It shouldn't be that way at all. So I got to order another one. Hey guys, brewing going well today. I am getting ready to sparge out, and first runnings. All right, first runnings. Oh wow, that smells good. Okay, fly sparging now. Run off. Nice. Back off just a tad. Go. It's going to be a nice color for a New England. Increase the rate of that boil a little, but it's not bad. Bring that up to 57%. Beautiful. My pre-boiled gravity was right on the money. Okay, 5-minute hop drop. Mosaic. Ooh. Oh, that smells good. Stir that up. HLT is easy to clean. It's already off the rig. Just got to rinse it and wipe it down. Good to go. Mash tun's clean. Started the whirlpool. Okay, this starts the 10-minute whirlpool. Boom and boom. FYI, that was 2 ounces of Comet and 2 ounces of Amarillo. It is just a little after 1 and I'm almost wrapping up my brew day. I'm pretty impressed. Okay, this is the end of the brew day. This is going to be the non-pressurized fermented, but pressure transferred to keg, New England IPA split batch. This is the pressurized version, which will also be pressurized transferred. So the only difference is in the pressure and unpressurized version. That's it. So I'm going to remove one of the variables, being the possible oxidation while transferring to a corny keg with a regular siphon. All right, we'll see how that turns out. I'll keep you guys updated. Cheers. I've seen a lot of the brew days. You can see the fermentation vessels I used and how I did that. Hopefully I put that in there. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I just brewed the third iteration of this experiment with New England IPAs. And it's currently fermenting. That is the vessel, of course, that is fermenting traditionally. And then the vessel next to it would be the one that's fermenting under pressure. The difference with this one is these were both late hopped. Could have something to do with the haze not being in this one anymore. And the haze remaining here was because it was pressure fermented. And more of the whirlpool hops and late hop additions were biotransformed. This is all theorized, by the way. So this last experiment that I'm doing, and then I'll have this all documented in a short paper. This last experiment, I am going to biotransform both of these on high Krausen, which is coming up probably tonight. So they'll both be technically biotransformed under high Krausen. So then that last bit will be, what is the difference between biotransformed and non-biotransformed as far as aroma goes and as far as the long-term clarity goes. And what I found is that in the New England IPAs, with the strong bond between the yeast, the high proteins, and the hops, that situation is really, I don't know if it's negatively charged, I don't know if that's the word to look for, but that bond is so weak that as soon as you introduce oxygen in there, it sucks in the oxygen and rapidly causes oxidation in New England IPAs. Because of that, the grist, the yeast, the biotransformation, the hops, lends itself to quick and rapid oxidation. And as long as you pressure transfer into another vessel, a serving vessel, you will not get the oxidation. You know, some of that's protein haze. As you can see, it's coming somewhat more clear as it's warming up, but it's still going to remain hazy. But the aroma is much better on this. So with New England IPAs, I am so far in the checklist that what I've read, what I've researched, and what I've experimented on my own. If you do not pressure ferment a New England IPA and pressure transfer a New England IPA, it will not end up staying a New England IPA. It will turn into something else. The last iteration is fermenting behind us right now, in front of me, behind you. And again, this one is going to be biotransformed dry hops at high Krausen. So let's see what the biotransform does to dry hopping on high Krausen, which these were not. These were late dry hop after Krausen fell. Probably maybe for 48 hours of dry hopping only before transferring to a keg. Under pressure for both. There's a lot going on in this. That's why the paper will actually break this down a little better. But I hope I didn't confuse anybody with the 3 experiments that I've done with New England IPAs. Am I sick of drinking New England IPAs? Yes, I am. I know. It's crazy, right? I've been drinking them a lot because I've been making these recipes a lot lately. Because I'm trying to understand the style, and I think I have a pretty good handle on it now with my own research, which I'll then be able to switch gears back to normal brewing, and that way anytime that I want to do a New England IPA or / hazy IPA, I can just do that and know what the best practice is. And I'm trying to share that with you. I hope this helps. Sorry it was a long video. Look forward to the 3rd and final experiment in probably about 4 weeks to 5 weeks, somewhere in there. I give them a little time because I want to see what happens to them over time. It's not, everybody seems to be able to make a quick New England IPA, burn through the tap pretty quick and go, oh yes, I don't believe anything of what Gary just said. Hang on to those for about a month and watch how brown they get if you don't follow good practice. Cheers, everybody, and remember, no one is smarter than all of us. Share knowledge, brew great beer. Cheers.